here to talk about the late Dr. Myles Munroe. And he was a very influential person in the Black community. Dr. Myles Munroe was a Bahamian pastor, a teacher, a best-selling author, and international motivational speaker. Dr. Munroe wrote about 60 books, and 49 of them were bestsellers. Munroe was also made a great impact to the world in the business Fortune 500 companies by talking about business in the Christian perspective. Dr. Munroe, along with others on a plane, died tragically in 2014. But he was born in 1954 and grew up in Port Town in Bahamas. Munroe lived with his parents and 10 siblings in a 2-bedroom house. Munroe said that he discovered who he was at a young age of 13 after being influenced by a teacher who called him names, which one example was a black monkey. He said that one of those nights he was so disturbed by it that he couldn't sleep until his mom came in and shared a passage from the Bible to him. And the passage was from Ephesians 3:20. In the NIV version, it reads, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." This passage to him, he believed that it changed his life and opened a different look at life. And he started thinking about his life in a bigger perspective, that he doesn't have to, it's not all about what the teacher said. After realizing that the power wasn't in his teacher, he knew that God had the power to tell him what he's worth, and it's all through him. He became educated, and he was graduated top of his class with a degree in fine arts and theology from the Oral Roberts University in 1978 at the age of 24. Then he became a master's degree holder in administration from the University of Tulsa in 1980 at the age of 26. Munroe also, after there, had received many honorable doctorates from different schools, which I believe he had, 5. And then he also placed a very big emphasis on the kingdom of God and believed in the whole Bible and the message of Jesus revolves around the kingdom and not the religion. Some of his famous quotes I will read out to you. One is, "The greatest discovery in life is self-discovery. Until you find yourself, you will always be someone else. Become yourself." And this was about yourself, as I said. Another one is, "True leaders are born when you find something to die for." And this, he was talking to leaders and telling them that they're born once they find something that they really enjoy. Another quote I saw was, "The poorest man in the world is the man without a dream. The most frustrated man in the world is the man with a dream that never becomes reality." So here he was motivating people to always have a dream and push for it. Otherwise, if you don't have a dream, there's not really much you're working towards. You're just living and getting by. Another quote which was very famous from him is, "People generally fall into one of 3 categories. The few who make things happen, the many who watch things happen, and the overwhelming majority who have no notion of what is happening." Every person is either a creator of fact or a creature of circumstance. He either puts color into his environment, or like a chameleon takes color from his environment. So here, he was motivating people to always put things into your environment and to always go for what you want. Otherwise, you're just blending in and you're not going to find your purpose by doing that. Another quote is, you are capable of much more than you are probably thinking, imagining, doing, or being. So to the youth out there, he was motivating everyone, not just the youth, but to the youth in particular, that you can do whatever you want. And since he was a Christian, he was also saying that through God you can do many things. So you can do anything and go for it. The motivational passion and vision that Dr. Munroe had was transform followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. Dr. Munroe's message and desire to help others maximizes their individual potential, transcends barrier, age, culture, religion, occupation, race. So he has been motivating people with what he left behind for many years, that we can do whatever we want. No, we're black, it doesn't matter. And with us being black, we're very strong, so you can go out and do whatever you want. So I hope I motivated any youth out there, also the parents out there. You can motivate your youth with some of these quotes that I've said. Be blessed. Now I want to bring Caleb to talk about another influential person in the black community.